My name is Lacey Brothers, and I'm an EDM 310 student at the University of South Alabama, and this is my final reflection video. What I've learned in EDM 310 is a lot. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot about what kind of teacher I want to be after I graduate. I've learned a lot about how I want to affect my students and coworkers. I think the biggest lesson I've learned is time management. And I never really thought I had great time management skills, but now I've really actually kind of molded them, and I've really learned how to manage my time. I've also learned how to use things, how to use an iPad, how to use a Mac, how to use a smartboard, which I'm a huge fan of, and I am so excited to one day hopefully have one in my classroom. I've also learned how to use different internet sites and different like searches, like Google Plus and Google Chrome, and I've learned how to make different presentations like Google Presentation, which I used in one of my other classes. We learned in this semester a few weeks after that, after we did a Google presentation in this class, I used it in one of my other classes, which was awesome, and I felt so cool that I could do it. I've learned how to use GarageBand and iMovie and a Prezi. I learned how to do a Prezi presentation, which was really cool. I've also created my own personal learning network, or PLN, and I think that's really cool because everything you need is on one page, and it's just like click a button and you're wherever you wanted to be. You don't have to really think. It's really convenient for teachers, and I recommend them for everybody. What I'll take with me from EDM 310 is my views on having technology in the classroom. At first, I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. I'm a big let the kids be outside kind of person. I'm a big recess fan, and I still am. But EDM 310 has really taught me that collaboration of technology in the normal classroom setting is possible, and it's effective. I really do believe now that if we do have the proper technology and the proper skills to use that technology in the classroom, then you can go be above and beyond for your students, and their learning will just increase by so much because they're stimulated and their attention is directed to the subject that you're teaching, and they're interested and they want to do it and they're involved. And especially if you're using a smartboard, which I hope everybody does eventually, they're interacting with the board and they're moving things around and typing and learning how to search on the computer and just different skills, things like that. And they can play games on the smartboard, and everybody in class is focused, and it can be a blast, and they can learn and they don't even know it. I'll also take with me how technology affects each category in the school system, and I say category because I mean students, teachers, and parents, and administration. I think it affects teachers because it makes things easier. It makes lesson plans easier and easier in the classroom. The day in the classroom with the students, they're not as rowdy if they're concentrated on something. And computers and iPads are an easy way for that to happen because they're focused on what they're learning, and they're not distracted by anything, and their attention and their drive is centered on something, and they're not going crazy like I did when I was a kid. It affects students because they're not getting in trouble, obviously, because they're concentrated and they're focused in, but also they're learning a lot more because they're so focused. There's no room for distraction, and it's not even that there's not room for it, but they just don't want to get distracted, I guess, because they enjoy what they're learning because of the way it's being presented. For example, we watched a video of a class, a special education class, and they used technology to help them talk and just and help them read, and students could listen to the book instead, and students could use a computer to type out what they wanted to say, and it's just everyday life. It can help, and within the classroom, it's just even doubled. It helps administration because your costs of your classroom supplies goes down. You don't need as much paper and pencil, and I mean you'll use it, but you won't need as many random pens, and you won't need like books as much because you can look them up like on iBook or just online. You can get like an Adobe reader, and you can download a copy, which I did throughout the semester. We read a book called Teach Like Your Hair is on Fire, and I downloaded the version on my computer, and that's how I read the book for the assignments and stuff. What I want to use in the classroom after I graduate is a smartboard. I want to use one so bad with my class. If I don't have a smartboard, though, I'll also be using iPads, which I plan on buying one soon because I love them after this semester using one. I plan on continuing blogging because it's something I really enjoyed. I didn't know that I loved to write, but I do. I like to talk, obviously. Flip cameras. I wanna bring in a flip camera in my classroom with my students and have them create a video and edit it and do the audio, video, everything. And I want them to feel accomplished when they're done. I want them to have their hands on something and create something, and have that freedom that's there for them. I also want to use an iBook. Like I said earlier, how awesome they were, but I really want my class to, like we did an iBook in EDM 310, and I want my class to have that option. I want them to see how awesome that was for us because it was so much fun. It's just so much fun. Like there's so much you can do with it, and you just have freedom, and you write your own book pretty much, and you can put in widgets and all this media and this annotated picture and this gallery of like a slideshow of pictures, and it's just, your options are limitless, and it's just so much fun. But EDM 310 has really taught me, again, a lot about myself, what kind of teacher I want to be, and how I want to affect other people and make a difference. I'm a big supporter of this class now. But EDM 310, signing off. Thanks for everything you've done, Dr. Strange.